36 Pull Up Podcast. I am Frank Styles.
This is your boy Stevie Kicks.
Yeah.
We here.
We up in here.
Man, Jay Nice. God, dog.
Yeah. Our boy Jay Nice is absent today. He is under the weather a little bit, and we told him to keep his ass home.
My fellow eat a booty gang brother. Come on. He must have ate the wrong booty.
You stupid. You stupid. No, it's one or two things. Yeah, I know they had a big game Friday, and so I said, I asked him, I was like, yo, bro, was you yelling? He's like, hell yeah. He's like, he was yelling, and then he said also the temperature dropped.
Yeah.
Which is correct, because Friday, it's been cool. It's been kind of cool.
Yeah. It might hit like 55 that night.
Yeah. So it's been kind of cool. But Jay Nice is out. Me and Stevie Kicks gonna hold it down for y'all. Jay Nice hopefully will be returning, bro. We hope you feel better and get better. But we'll be back. You know, they had a pretty good game too. One of our kids that just played with us 3 years ago, that was in the youth league, threw his first TD. A bomb, like a 60-yard bomb as a freshman, and it was on TV Friday night. I'll show you the video.
Yeah, you gotta show me that.
Yeah, quick, Q.
What?
Yeah, Q.
Okay,
He threw that joint. It was dope.
I gotta see that.
I was like, oh shit, Q threw that bomb. Was
bro, I'm telling you,
touchdown.
It's about to get to that time. All these dudes are coached. I mean, you got dudes you already coached us in the league right now.
I didn't even realize that till you told me.
But it's about to come back around again.
Yeah, man, it's good. It's good seeing them grow up. Like they grow up so quickly, you know. And then yesterday we had a jamboree. You know, as you listeners know. Oh, you wanted to go?
Hell yeah!
I didn't know you wanted to go. You could have rolled. You could have rolled with us.
I'm mad at that shit.
Yeah, you could have rolled with us, but actually,
work schedule stupid.
actually, you know, you guys may know, I coach middle school, but Jay Nice coaches high school. But the middle school team is actually looking pretty good. They offensively, they can't pass it, but we can definitely run it.
Okay.
They need to work. What it is the receivers. There's a lot of young kids that don't know how to catch, or when they catch, they're not running at full speed. You know, like. But we played against Reedsville.
Okay.
So the difference in Guilford County, where we are, in Reedsville, in Rockingham County, the difference is their middle school is 7th, 8th, 9th.
Middle school?
Yeah, so that's middle school for Reedsville, whereas here middle school is 6th, 7th, 8th, and then obviously high school is 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. But for some reason, that's what Rockingham County does. But they're always big, they're always physical, they're always strong, and they held their own though. They had this number 5 though. Good Lord, I couldn't swear, bro. Number 5 looked like Julio Jones, bro.
I'm still stuck on. They got freshmen playing little league, middle school football.
Middle school football.
You can't just roll by that.
Well, here's what I noticed.
They gotta be the only people in the world. Like I thought that's just like natural, like speaking English. You know, like.
No, I got you. But here's what I noticed, though. I noticed when we pulled up to the school, they're one of those schools that say senior high. You know what I'm talking about? Like senior high school is like, okay, senior high. All right, so what is that about? So yeah.
Amityville. That's what reminds me of Amityville horror. Probably one of them little towns.
Well, it's in Rockingham County, but I mean they're a good group. You know.
And they're in Virginia, ain't it?
No. I had to go to Virginia for a certification a couple of weeks ago. Me and my guy, shout out to Shane O'Mac, who is our secretary on the board for the PTYFL, the youth league that I'm over. But we had to go to Martinsville. Well, Martinsville is not that far from here. Yeah. So Martinsville, you've been to Martinsville. Yeah. So Martinsville is like, you figure 30, 40 minutes. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, you've been out to McMichael. Right. It's like literally on the other side of McMichael, which I didn't know because that was my first time driving out there.
That's what I'm
you know, he drove, but I mean, when we rolled out there.
That's what I like about the South, though. Like,
it's like so close, right?
It's
Virginia.
Close, but like the traveling.
Yeah. You get to take the little scenic route on that, so that was cool. But you know, they did very well. Defensively, we did very well. I think my linebackers, because I coach linebackers and I coach running backs. Linebackers are coming along. Some of them are not going to be there though.
I hear that.
Some of them are not going to be there. We played everybody. We put first, second, third, fourth in against first string and vice versa. And at the end of the day, if you can't get the job done, you're not going to be there. You know what I mean? So we're going to figure that out on Monday because we have a game on Wednesday. So
I learned early.
Yeah.
Ain't no participation trophies.
Definitely no participation trophies allowed
Ain't
within
no
this damn, bro.
Trophy.
But hey, this also kicked off this NFL
Yeah.
week. So for those of you that are watching it visually on YouTube, shout out to everybody that's been checking out our YouTube views. I saw 21 views last week. Great job on. We appreciate the support looking at it visually. That's awesome. So visually today, Stevie, Kicks, and I, Jay Nice said it. Maybe we'll do it again next week too.
I wish
we
I
all
had a
got
little
multiple
Steelers
jerseys.
jersey to put right there.
Put there for Jay Nice, I know, right?
A terrible towel.
We'll do it next week too.
You
It's
got
Sunday.
anything
We'll
yellow
do it.
laying around?
We do. No, you got a Dollar General bag. That ain't even really yellow. You can't put the Dollar
We
General
got Jay
bag.
Nice right here. Oh,
No, we
no, we ain't putting no Eagles
Let me
shit
see.
on the set.
Let me see.
Oh, I guess so.
we'll see.
You dusty?
Jeez, you
Don't
dust them off or
talk
something?
about
Last
that.
Anyway.
time, dug them up from the Super Bowl.
Eagles as well. Today we're doing all football stuff. So we got the Eagles plus Bears. Shout out to the Eagles fans.
Shout out Eagles.
They play Atlanta today.
Yep.
By the time you guys hear this, it'll be it'll be Monday. But hey, it's the beginning of the NFL kickoff.
Yep,
It already started last Thursday. So let's get into the shits.
Do it.
Now, Stevie Kicks, I was gonna mess with you, but I was like, I figured I'd wait until we record the podcast. No, you didn't do nothing. I'm just gonna mess with you. I think that you're an undercover Cowboys fan.
Oh, hell no.
I mean, you're an AFC guy. You rocking the Bills
Hey, man.
gear, but I think that you are an undercover
It's my mic for this shit.
NFC.
Hold the hell up.
NFC. I think you're an undercover Cowboys fan.
Nah, we gonna have to get this all the way.
Let's talk about it, right?
If it ain't the Bills,
Uh-huh.
if it ain't Buffalo Blue, it'll
Uh-huh.
be New York Giants.
This is true.
That
I
is-
do, because you have always rooted for the Giants.
Yeah,
That's fact on
that'd
NFC.
be all it
You,
is.
you've always rooted for the Giants. You right there with me. You
But
do.
I'm gonna say, I thought Dallas was gonna pull it out. You gotta be with me on this one.
Okay.
This fucking field goal kicker would have made 2 of the 3. Dallas won. But I'm like Stephen A. I'm like, bruh, if some shit's gonna go wrong, it's gonna go wrong. Like, especially with Dallas.
Right.
It's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And it happened. And it happened the first fucking game of the season.
Well, it was a great game. Dallas Cowboys at Tampa Bay. The champs, the Bucks, the GOAT, TB12, a.k.a. Tom Brady.
I went against them. I can't believe I did that.
Stevie Kicks definitely went against them. Stevie Kicks, I was like, yo, who you got? We was talking in the group chat with Jay Nice. He was like, yo, who you got? Stevie Kicks was like, yo, I got Dak. I'm like, I got TB12.
All right. I should have knew this. 21 years of getting my ass kicked by these bills in the one division.
Yeah.
And I went against them. I ain't learned.
Well, TB12 definitely pulled it out. They didn't look as great as they should have, right? But there's a lot of things that comes into play. Like, they won the Super Bowl last year, but at the same time, they didn't have workouts, they didn't have camp due to COVID last year. So it's a little bit different. Guys are getting back into their element. Some of those guys actually, too, they opted out, remember? I don't know if everybody in Tampa Bay, but some of those guys opted out. So because they opted out, it's you're getting back into the groove, basically. You're getting your football shape. You can do camp all day long.
Right.
Not taking that away. You can do camp all day long. What? If you're not, there's a thing called football shape for those of you who may not know.
True.
You have to be in football shape. So,
Can't cheat the game.
no, you can't cheat the game. If you're not in football shape, then what ends up happening is it's like, okay, I got to get my legs under me.
Right.
And if I'm a starter, right?
Yeah.
If I'm a starter, then I'm not playing for 3 of those games. I might play the 4th game. I might not play any of the games.
Right.
So if I'm not playing any of the games, then what ends up happening is now when I start the regular season, I got to get my legs about me, and I got to start, getting into that football shape.
Right.
You know what I mean? So let's get into it a little bit, man.
I just feel like AB went crazy.
AB went nuts,
the
bro.
Old AB or what?
I think he's the
Tell me.
old AB.
I feel like AB went crazy. I feel like old boy gonna be gone.
Who?
Gallup, what's his name? Galladay.
Yeah. Oh God, he ain't going nowhere.
Man.
He had the drops. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Because crucial drops. But then if that's the case, your boy from Dallas got to go too because he had some crucial drops in the opening. The rookie, CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb had some critical drops in the opening. Damn.
That's nice. No, don't throw him away like
Dollar
that.
General bag, not the
God.
Oh, he'll be here next week. We'll be rocking another jersey. We all got multiple jerseys of our team that we can wear. So
Week 1 and this dude, our dude's not here.
yeah. But I think we should do this for the whole first month of the season. I think we should rock a jersey.
I'm with it.
So the thing is, that catch that he missed, where he had to sort of adjust. That was a tough. That's one of the hardest catches as a receiver that you can have.
You talking about the one last year?
No. The one from Thursday night.
Oh, okay, yeah, because he was about to get smacked.
Yeah,
I seen what he seen.
Tom put it there, and then you got to adjust and catch
you talking about
into it.
Nigga from the Bucks?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about CD.
No, not CD. Okay. CD dropped the first 2 opening passes, which he should have were easy. He should have caught them.
That's what I said. I seen what he seen. I know why he dropped it.
He was going to get smacked.
He was about to get his head taken off.
Well, I tell you what.
Winfield Jr. too. You know he's a fucking.
Yep. And see, and I'm pretty sure that's what Tampa Bay is going to do. Tampa Bay is going to shore up their defense. And the reason I say I think they're going to shore up their defense is as far as the secondary. The front 7 look great.
Yeah.
But if the front 7 can't get pressure against a tough offensive line like the Dallas Cowboys, then the secondary's got to man up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so the secondary, one of the guys got hurt. But the secondary, that's the weakness. Yeah, he was a starter.
Okay.
That's the weakness of the Tampa Bay's defense. But they held their own. They bent, but they didn't break.
Yeah. Tampa Bay, they gave up 29 points.
Yeah. Yeah. 29.
They were going shot for shot with Dallas. I don't know if that's a good thing for Tampa.
Okay.
Just because that defense was supposed to be solely this, and that. Okay, you had a guy gone from the secondary, but I still feel like it should have been like, the height, how they built everybody up. Evan White, and, Dominican Sue, and everybody else they got their ass handed to them.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
The only person I saw putting pressure, and it's crazy still, JPP.
Yeah.
So JPP was bringing the pressure.
New York.
The people were complaining about that last play towards the end of the game, saying that that the receiver pushed off when he really did not push off.
He didn't push off. And
you can tell he didn't push off because if you look at the way that the defensive back responded, he threw his neck back like this. Yeah. So that means that he was overselling.
And that's what I was gonna say. So was it a push off or was it fucking?
It was a catch-up. It was neither because what happened was they were both going for the ball, right? So his arm got stuck here,
right?
And so when you're entangled, I have every right to try to catch that ball. We're fighting for that position. So
that's why I feel like it was a good no call.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were both going for the ball, and he has every right to get it, and he has every right to try to defend it. Right. Where the guy messed up was he should have just fell back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
he started flopping.
He started flopping.
What are you, a fish?
What are you, a catfish?
Out the water? That's your man.
You can't flop.
That's your man.
You can't flop like that. So, what I don't like, and this is what we're going to get from the Cowboys fans, because you're hearing it already. As soon as the game was, Dak played his ass off. Nothing against Dak. Here's the problem. They can't run the football or won't run the football. And that's going to be an issue for the Dallas Cowboys.
11 rushes for 31 yards.
Because and you know what? They're trying to blame it on Zeke. It is not Zeke. Zeke is not making that call. What they're not talking about, some people are, Zeke actually was going in there picking up the blitzes. He can pick up a hell of a blitz. He can block back there to help pick up the blitz. But at the same time, he's the third highest paid running back in the league. You got to give him the ball, bro.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You paying this man all this money, you got to get that motherfucker the ball.
You got to give him the ball.
11 times. He should have got the ball 11 times in 2 drives.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
For 4 quarters?
Yes.
You gave this man the ball 11 times.
11 times.
But then you want to blame him.
And check this out. You're going to play against a team that has great defense, meaning the defense is good across the board. That shit ain't going to work.
Yeah.
They're going to man up on your receivers, them 3 damn receivers that y'all trying to throw the ball to, and it's going to force them against a good secondary. Yeah. It's going to force Dak to try to do something that he doesn't want to do, and then the line, if they got a good front 7 or front 4, that's going to be a problem.
And then, and
that's going to be a super problem.
I'm like, you got this man, what do you throw, 60-something points?
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. He threw for over 400 yards.
So, at this point, if I'm the Bucs coach, I know all I gotta do is stop the fucking pass.
That's it.
This dude, you know what I'm saying?
Any team playing against Dallas, Dallas, they're not going to run the football. They're just not going to do it.
I just gotta stop the pass, and that's why this dude is going to throw for fucking 5,000 yards, and these motherfuckers going to be 6 and fucking 12 or 11, some shit like that.
Now, here's the other thing that I don't like. What I'm hearing, these Cowboy fans are losing their minds because they're looking at strength of schedule. When you look at strength of schedule, they're going, oh, whoa, Dallas has the easiest schedule. I think the third easiest schedule or second easiest schedule. They may have the first one. I don't give a damn.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, when you look, you're basing your wins on that schedule, and you ain't played none of those other teams. Just like you guys made adjustments and shored up your team, what do you think these other damn teams been doing?
Same shit.
So don't think that every team that you're playing against is going to be a W, because you're gonna get some that are going to be in there that even I expect you to win, that you're going to take an L on, especially if you're passing the ball, trying to get into those 3 wide receivers. If you know, like I know, you better give the ball to Zeke, make people respect your run game, and play action off of that shit.
And you're right. And everybody knows divisional games are just like 10 times tougher.
Yeah.
You can be undefeated.
No game against the worst team in the league. That's why they call it the NFL.
Right.
No game, all coaches tell you, it doesn't matter how good a team is, it doesn't matter how bad a team is, it's not easy winning games in the league.
They making me nervous with all these fucking Super Bowl predictions about
Hey, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, the Cowboys fans, that's what they're doing. Hey, nothing against some of y'all. Some of y'all I like.
Some of y'all,
yeah, every year, though, y'all have a bad habit of saying, we're going to the Super Bowl every single year. That was called a moral victory for you guys on Thursday night.
Right.
You took an L. That is not a moral victory.
And
you
the
took
thing
an L. That's not a moral victory.
Deep down, I knew it was going to happen.
Me too. I knew.
But I didn't want. I wanted Dak's comeback to be great. But you know what? His comeback was great.
Let me tell you this. Let me say this. Dak Prescott, I like you. You're a great football player. You're a great leader. You're just wearing the wrong uniform.
He just said.
He's just wearing the wrong uniform. That's all. Yeah.
He would look better in a different fucking uniform.
He's just wearing the wrong uniform.
He should go to like Washington or some shit like that.
Man, listen.
Anywhere but fucking Dallas.
But hey, shout out to the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all played well. You took an L, but shout out to the GOAT, Tom Brady. Oh my God, man. This dude looked like he's 22 years old.
Dude.
Did you see how quick he was? Bruh.
3.3 was the fastest he got that shit on.
Bro, Tom Brady. I have no words. What else can I say?
Like what, 22 years later?
And some of the ones that he threw were drops that should have been caught.
Yep. The one that he threw, the old boy that I told you.
Yeah.
If that was AB, that was a touchdown.
That one he threw to AB for the touchdown was crazy.
But the one that dude got.
Yeah.
If that was to AB, that was a touchdown. And I think it was the same fucking play.
Probably. And
but AB was ran.
But look at the joints he threw to Gronk though. The ones to Gronk were amazing.
You killed me with Gronk. You hit me for 34 that I did not see coming.
One thing I know when we drafted during fantasy football, that's another thing, guys. Fantasy football is out there. This is the year of fantasy football.
I was once a fantasy football type of guy. Then I started.
It's fun, man. You got hooked, right?
I feel like a GM.
How many did you have? You had like 3 or 4 teams.
Yeah. Right now I got like 3 teams. I got 3 teams.
I only got 2. I'm breaking it down to 2. Max is 3. I used to have 4.
Right.
You know what I mean? That I would play in.
I'm in 3 right now.
I joined back the work league, which is crazy. Everybody was happy I joined back into the work league because I'm the one that originally started it there years ago.
Okay.
But they kept the tradition going, and every year I stopped playing. They was like, yo, you gonna play? You gonna play? I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna play. And this year they duped me into playing. So
y'all got a pot.
We got a pot. I don't know how much I'm supposed to submit though. I gotta give my little cash fee in. But yeah, man. So fantasy football's back. But the one reason I drafted Gronk, Stevie, was because I knew that he gonna go to Gronk.
You fucked me up.
He's gonna go to Gronk.
Because I looked at him. I'm like, nah. They got OJ Howard. That motherfucker blocked the whole.
No, he's the blocking. He's definitely the blocking type.
He blocked the whole game. Gronk was crazy.
Gronk went crazy off on him. Yeah.
Gronk right now, man. You grabbed 34 on me early.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna see. In my work league, I'm playing somebody. I got Patrick Mahomes, and she has Baker Mayfield.
Oh wow.
I'm like, come on, man.
That's easy.
I'm like, come on, man. I couldn't believe that she grabbed him, but hey.
They play at 1 too, don't they?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be looking at that. I'm gonna be looking at everything.
You got the fucking Bills playing that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking at everything, bro.
Chiefs playing that one. Goddamn. It's the first week is crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna be looking at everything.
Got that Sunday ticket.
Yes, sir.
NFL Sunday ticket, man.
Yes, sir.
Investment.
Little college ball news. A&T played Duke. Duke beat the crap out of A&T. Did you see that? It was on.
My Florida State Center lost to Jacksonville State.
Wow, I didn't know that. They lost.
Last second touchdown.
Somebody, you know what they need in Florida State? Somebody has to come in there and grab Florida State and just redo that whole program, bro. It just hasn't been the same. I remember when Florida State was a top tier program. A lot of cats wanted to go to Florida State.
Bobby, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? But you know what? Until they do bring that guy in, roll tide.
Roll tide.
Yeah, roll tide until they bring that motherfucker into Florida State that we need.
Yeah, we beat, like, I stopped watching the game, but we beat Mariner or whoever they were yesterday.
Mercer.
We beat the hell out of Mercer yesterday. Mercer, it started out kind of slow, though.
Yeah, I'm surprised they scored twice.
Yeah. Oh, Saban was pissed about that. Saban was pissed about that. One of the coverages, the safety, the one safety on the right side, the strong side safety, he had the right idea. He knew he had over the top help. He's supposed to. Dude on the other side didn't come over like he was supposed to help him out, and that's why. Because he had to leave. He left his man to come over and get that other dude.
You know. But in Saban mind, that's like some shit. Like, man, what if this fucking national championship game? You got one play left.
Well, that's the way you should be thinking.
You done fucked up. You know.
Yeah, that's the way you should look at it. The other part is
Mercer.
The other part is what I saw him do. He talked to the dude, and it looked like he was asking the dude that was right, yo, what the hell happened? Why the hell are you over there? Blah blah blah. And I think he told him, no, yo, hey, that's my guy. And that wasn't my guy. I thought I had over the top save. He's like, you didn't have help. He's like, no. He went over to the other dude that was supposed to have had him and got on his ass.
I'm here. Come on, man. I'm doing what I got to do, coach. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker over there, you need to be going.
Yep. So roll tide on that. You know, South Carolina. Shout out to my man. Is the real truth. I know South Carolina is his squad. They won one yesterday.
Who they play?
I think it was South Carolina State or something like that.
Okay,
I may be wrong, but they won.
Okay,
so I mean, it was some decent games on yesterday. And they you know, college football is upon us. Football is upon us, period. You know, it is what it is.
Love it, man.
But you know,
it's like football. It's fucking. Then it rolls into basketball, and then you got the holidays.
It's getting kind of fallish.
And you know, it's hoodie season.
Women gonna start stealing your hoodies, fellas. Make sure you watch out for that.
Hey,
ladies gonna start taking the hoodies. They gonna be putting your joints on. You gonna be looking for your joint. They gonna be like, I took your hoodie this morning.
I know. And your socks. They gonna start stealing your socks too. They done had their toes out all summer and shit like that, so they've been straight.
Yeah.
You know, so now your socks is going.
Your socks gonna be going.
You're gonna be missing.
Well, check it out, man. And also coming off of that, man, but you know, at a little bit more somber note. I know we're excited and happy, but it was also the celebration of 9/11 this past weekend, right? So 9/11. So what I wanted to find out, man, is like from you, you know what you remember of 9/11? Do you remember where you were when you saw everything happening, man?
Man, it was shit. I skipped school.
Mm-hmm. You skipped school?
Hell yeah.
So wait a minute, you were going to school?
Yeah.
And then you was like, fuck it, I ain't going today.
I skipped school. Yep. I fucked around, skipped school, right?
Yeah.
Then like when the shit happened.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
No, wait a minute, hold on. Now, were you in Buffalo or were you in Boston?
Boston.
Cause see, so it was an issue for you.
I'm like, shit.
Yeah, that's an issue because that's where some shit was going on in
Boston.
So
yeah.
I know.
Let's get into that.
That's what I was gonna say.
So I'm in Boston, right? So I skipped school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm a star football player and shit. My teachers look out for me and shit. So I skipped school. So my mom, I guess when the shit happened, my mom called the school to have. I guess she was looking for me or some shit like that. Now the only reason why I went to school was for lunch.
Oh, okay.
So I went to school for lunch.
So you did go to lunch?
Yeah, so I went there. I was gonna go to lunch and then I was gonna leave again.
Okay, I got you.
So the motherfucker went to lunch. When I seen one of the office coordinators.
Yeah.
Like, hey, your mom called and was like, come home.
Mm-hmm.
Some shit like that. Some shit, some crazy shit. And then I see other people, parents and shit, coming in to get them.
Coming in to pick
them
up.
So I'm like, but once I heard like what happened, because I seen it on TV, I'm like, why these motherfuckers just come do that? Like some shit like that happened. You want to be like, yo, these motherfuckers just crashed to the plane. You know what I'm saying?
Into the World Trade Center, right? Yeah.
So like, come find out, man. Okay, everybody knew who did it, but this motherfucker family lives in Boston. Bin Laden.
Yeah, Bin Laden family.
His family lives in Boston, so all flights is rounded and shit like that.
Right.
But they flew this motherfucker's family
out
of Boston.
Yeah, they flew him out of Boston.
Yeah, so the fucking radio, one of the radio people on the radio and shit like that, announcers or some shit, shouted out their fucking address.
What?
Hell yeah.
Oh, now that's nuts.
Yeah, so that's why they got him on the plane and got him the fuck up out of there.
Oh, so I see what you're saying. Even though now, for disclaimer reasons and legal reasons, that family, even though they shared the same last name, had nothing to do with what was happening during that time.
Nah, they ain't had shit to do with it.
But they were just a family. It's his family because he's got money and all that shit.
His parents, his sisters, and shit. And
they didn't want anything to happen to them.
Yeah, he was a cab driver in Boston.
Yeah.
That motherfucker was a cab driver.
Okay, I got you.
So, man, the motherfucker radio dude shouted their address out on the fucking radio. And, man, listen.
They went to the crib?
Hell, that's Boston. We talking about.
I know, that's what I was saying. Like, that shit was right there.
Man, they moved on that shit immediately, man. So they had to hurry up and fucking get there and they flew these motherfuckers.
Got them up out of there for their safety. Because
man.
in that instance, although, tensions is high, people are feelings,
I forgot which plane, one of them fucking planes that crashed left Boston.
Yes.
Fucking,
that's where it started, right? A lot of them started from leaving Boston.
Yeah.
So I want to say it was the first one that hit the towers.
Yeah, that's the one that left Boston.
Yeah.
So, man, Boston was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, as a kid, I'm like, man, I'm not realizing what's going on.
Right.
I'm just like, these stupid motherfuckers crashing planes into the building. I knew it was like some terrorists.
That's what I said. Did you think it was just like an accident, like in the first one?
I didn't. I understood like Afghanistan and all the people over there, they don't like us. They always make threats. And all these years since I was a kid, they make threats.
Mm-hmm.
And like it was always in the back of your head, like war would never come. Nothing would ever happen.
Nothing of that magnitude.
Like that magnitude would ever happen. So to see the shit, it was like, damn, like is the world coming to an end type shit? Like, is it about to be like Independence Day or something? You know what I'm saying?
I know
like, you may know, like it's about to be Afghanis running around.
That shit was like some shit out of a movie. I know
exactly
that
shit was like out of some shit out of a fucking movie. So
yeah,
it was scary as shit.
Yeah, I watched it. I mean, I seen it in Buffalo, and I saw the second plane, and it was the craziest shit. And then when they announced that some more shit had happened over the Pentagon, and then another plane had crashed in Pennsylvania, I was like, okay, this shit is real.
Yeah,
like
man.
this shit is.
I didn't know about none of that.
These motherfuckers don't took 3 or 4 planes.
Yeah.
And did this shit.
I didn't know about none of that.
What's so crazy about it is, although it was a huge tragedy, when you look back at it, I mean, I may still have the newspapers from it somewhere around here because I kept the newspapers. I was in Buffalo then, but I kept the newspapers the day it happened. I kept the newspapers. They did another one that evening, and then I kept the newspaper the day after, and then afterwards, it's like a year later. I kept the newspapers from a year later. Yeah, for that whole year. But 9/11, a day that we definitely should never forget because
there's so many reasons.
Yeah,
as a grown ass man now. It's like just like the little backstories. I mean, even the American Airlines flight 70.
Yeah.
7 or was it 70?
Yeah.
But they're the ones that the plane that crashed in the field in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
They took that shit down.
Right.
The passengers did that.
Yeah, they were trying to take the plane back.
They were like, okay, we're not about to let them crash into the They was going for the.
They were going for D.C., the capital.
They was going for the capital.
They were going for the capital.
So instead of letting these motherfuckers do that,
Mm-hmm.
we about to fuck them up, okay? And they tried to take over the plane, but it was too late. They fucking.
Well, what's crazy is if you think about it, if some shit like that was going down, and someone like myself, you, and Nice was on the plane, I think we would do the same thing.
Hell yeah.
I think we would honestly be like, yo, what?
Like, oh, it's on.
We'd be like, oh, here's, and
then we would a box cutter.
Yeah, and we would plot it out, and me being the analyst one, I'd be like, yo, he said he got a bomb. He ain't
got no goddamn bomb.
Ain't no bomb. He couldn't have got that shit through.
And because all I see is a box cutter. I'm about to hit him with this 14-pound luggage.
But
like 4 or 5 of them at the same damn time.
Look, but in the midst of this tragedy, even terrorists are smart. They did that shit early in the morning. You know why they did that shit early in the morning? It's like, there's some black motherfuckers on this plane. We done.
We done. Niggas don't travel in the morning.
There's like, niggas ain't traveling that early in the morning.
Not out of Boston. Not out of Boston.
Because if one of us would have been on that plane,
nah, man, I'm going
oh,
down.
Man.
And all you got is a box cutter? Nah.
We would have made him eat the box cutter, jumped in the cockpit of the plane and be like, okay, this shit like Call of Duty, right?
So you say it like that?
Yeah, autopilot.
Hit autopilot.
Yeah. Autopilot on this joint.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I've been calling to the tower. Hey man, y'all gonna have to show me how to fly this one. I was like, we up in the air, it's on autopilot, and that's cool. But my question is, how we gonna land this bitch?
Right, Mr. Abu.
How are we gonna land this joint?
But fucking, how do I land this one?
Yeah, that would definitely be the scary part. Landing the plane
on the fucking 33 on I-95 or some shit like that.
Which has been done before.
You know what I'm saying? It gotta happen.
Now, with that being said, now you remember that day. Now let's talk about when we went to New York a couple of years ago and what it was like for you when we actually stood at the memorial and what we go.
It's unreal. It's like watching it on TV to see it on TV a million times. But being there, and how big the area is, it's crazy. And just they still got helicopters and all that shit flying around. I know some of the shit is chorus and all that shit, but it was just, I don't know, just taking it all in, knowing that, and
that's where it happened.
That's where that shit happened. Then you look up, and it's like, man, there used to be 2 big ass buildings there. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That shit's emotional. The space, and I remember, and for those that have not been, definitely, if you get an opportunity to go to the city, definitely go to the 9/11 Memorial. But the way they have it set up with the water, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. The thing is, when you get there, you feel that somber. Something just comes over you, just like Stevie said. It's like you don't even talk. No, you don't talk. You just look, and because of where the space is, and to his point, I immediately thought the same thing. Because planes are initially going across the top, still flying, like normal, and then you can really see how it happened. Like you could see how a plane could come in and hit it and smack it. Because at the memorial they have all the names. I mean, it's just beautiful. Even just talking about it is bringing it back. All the emotions.
Yeah, it's beautiful. They don't let you touch anything on it because people are always coming in. Yeah, but it's beautiful. And 9/11, I understand definitely. That's one time America did come together as people. All of us.
I signed up for the army.
Yeah, you signed up for the army?
Yeah.
You was trying to go?
After that shit? Yeah, I signed up.
You was like, fuck these motherfuckers. Let's go get it.
War in and all that shit.
And what happened?
I like, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck you, Bush. Nah, bro.
He's like, shit got back to normal.
I'm like, but if them motherfuckers come over here, then it's on. It's on if them motherfuckers come over here, though. Bet that shit.
Steve was like, yo, I'm out, bro. I'm like, go get these niggas.
I swore in and all that shit. I'm like,
And you got out of it.
I got out of that shit.
There you go.
The dude that recruited, never mind. Fuck that. I ain't gonna talk about
it. You gonna talk about it? Because usually,
I got out of it though.
I know you got out of it, but usually once you swear in, when you
in there.
You hit him with this.
You in there.
You in there.
I don't need the motherfucker trying to come back.
You got out of it. Yeah, it's like we let this nigga go AWOL.
I ain't gonna. But shit, man, that shit is fucking stayed though, man. Because I'll be damn shit. What? Well, about 10, 15. I'll be like 15, 16 years.
Yeah, you be in there for a minute.
I have 2 Hellcats right now.
Niggas in the army always get the Hellcats.
You know, you rather signing up to get that Hellcat and
a lot of them do. Yeah, I know.
9/11, but I ain't come here for this shit.
Yeah, you didn't get to
I
drive.
The Hellcat.
You didn't get to drive your joint, right?
I didn't get to drive my shit.
That's crazy. Now, speaking of 9/11, for those that, for those that may not remember it or were younger, I mean, there's a great documentary on Netflix right now that's 9/11 and what it talks about, like what it starts everything from the beginning. So it shows you how the terrorists got to be the way that they are. And so it starts it from the beginning in this episode. You watched it?
No, but like I told you, this shit is so emotional for me, bro.
Yeah, it is. Like, I caught some of it last week, but the shit that we know, because they telling all the shit now, because it's history. But the shit that we know, and that's why it's such a big deal about Biden now and Biden getting out, because what they're saying is, the first time when we were over there, Russia was the one that was over there, and we helped out, but we didn't rebuild. Russia? No, we helped the Afghans. Oh, yeah. But we didn't rebuild, right? And they felt like we should have rebuilt. So the next time we went over there, we've been over there, we helped rebuild some stuff. It goes through the budget. It talks about all this shit. It talks about how Bush signed in the law where they can listen to your shit.
The executive orders?
Yeah, the executive orders to listen to your shit. All that shit is in there where they talk about. Yeah, we already know. We assume. We already assume.
He's sitting here talking about Bush right now,
and that probably
I turn my fucking phone on, and probably Bush article might pop up.
Yeah, so like with the phones and all that, and so what they're saying is, and this is what I took from it. This is my opinion. I took away from it. These type of devices were invented so that they would have easier access to be able to track people and to be able to keep up with them. I mean, they're used for. Think about it. think about it. They're probably like, yeah, this will be a great, for people that aren't doing anything, they're going to love it.
Right.
And they ain't got nothing to worry about. But for those that are, we can track them easily. We can find all this shit. But one of the biggest problems with that law is, it's called the Patriot Act. One of the problems with the Patriot Act law is the fact that they said that they listen to everything. They listen and look at everything. You know what I mean? Which could be a violation, because if you're not doing anything, what reason do you have to be in my shit or even have access to my shit?
You know what? Now that you say that, so this is a situation happened at work, right? So
Stevie kicks stories. What you got? What you got?
We at work.
Yeah.
We chilling. Motherfuckers just chilling, you know. So somebody got a phone call that their cousin was in an accident.
Okay.
So their cousin was in an accident. So they was on the phone and they were talking to him, and they was a little not irate, but just like, you know, just you know how the person be on the phone, and just like, you know, they're emotional.
Right.
You know,
I got you. I got you.
So after that, they was like, yo, so I'm chilling. I go back to work. And they was like, yo, the manager walks up to me and was like, hey, is everything okay?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I seen you on camera and it seemed like you were upset.
On camera?
The fuck was you like? You just watching me on camera, motherfucker?
Isn't that kind of eerie?
It's a little eerie, man.
But here's the
think about it.
Mm-hmm.
How many times a day you on?
Right. All the time.
We got fucking cameras. We got cameras here.
Yeah.
So even our dad, we put it at our house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like, anytime we pass our door, we on camera. We go outside, back our house, we on wherever we're at.
Right.
We already on camera, and it's not just us. This is information that fucking.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole point, and that's what they were saying.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what they were saying about, and when you get a chance, man.
That's why I don't like bringing them fucking things in the house, though, man. Nah, like these motherfuckers is watching your house. Motherfuckers glad got the ADT in homes.
Oh, like over the internet, that they can turn on your camera and
like,
check
yo,
what
they
you're
talking about
doing.
something. If anything was to happen, that we can just chime in and be like, "Hey, get out of it." You know, you see the commercial? Do you live here? And call down the police. You think that the only time they do that shit is if, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't think they chime in whenever
Every now and then, just to see some motherfucker that work at the station
at
just
the station,
bored.
just like, you know what?
Let me check out. Let me check out Kim Kardashian's
Yeah, let me
house.
see Kim Kardashian. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you
Like,
mean.
come on, bro.
People do shit like that, though.
This is fucking creeps.
Yeah, people do shit like that. Yeah, man.
I
So
don't trust it.
9/11, man. Y'all check out the documentary. There's another one that's on Hulu. I haven't checked that one out, but I'm gonna check it out just because I'm a history buff. But it's
I'll
good
be
shit.
up on the fucking good shows.
Yeah, man. You got to be on the shit, man.
I'm a history buff too.
Yeah, man. You got to be, what's the those that don't know their history are doomed to repeat it.
That's a fact.
Those that do not know your history are doomed to repeat it.
I say it all the time. People always, everybody's watching the damn nature shows, all the fucking living in wild Alaska and all that, living in the woods and shit. Cause when that shit comes, when it get down to that shit, I guarantee you we gonna be all right. I guarantee you we gonna be all right here. I bet you I can build some shit. I know how to build. I know how to kill some shit.
Yeah.
I could build some shit.
Yeah.
I can start a fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You gonna
I know how to
survive.
keep the food fresh.
You're not
without a refrigerator and all that.
You're not gonna freak out.
No, I'm not gonna freak out. I'm like, man, it's happening. It's time. All right. Shit. You know, we're gonna be all right.
Well, moving on to our next topic, man. I wanted to talk about HBCU'S, right? Historically black college universities, right? We know, we always push the one here that's in Greensboro, right in North Carolina. North Carolina, and one of the best rated one of the best HBCUs in the nation. North Carolina A&T, and but I want to talk about HBCUs because there are some people making some impact in HBCUs and making it cool to go to an HBCU. First off, Dion Sanders, I'm going to get into that a little bit, at Jackson State University and what he's doing, but also too recently, Sean Carter and Beyonce knows.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I did.
They have donated, I want to say, what is it, like $2.5 million, I believe, that are for scholarships to be used for HBCUs.
Oh, shit. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? In their name. So,
2.5 million?
yeah, something like that. 2.5 million for scholarships to be used in HBCUs.
We can't leave out J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith donated as well.
I ain't donate. But, oh, that J.R. Smith. He ain't donated. But,
stupid.
He does attend NCAA.
Okay, North Carolina A&T. Yep.
And he's trying to get his golf and shit going.
Yeah, that's dope.
So that's what he's going to NCAA for.
Yep, that's dope. I think that's definitely dope. but the thing about the HBCU is some of the things, when you talk about it from an athletic standpoint, what they try to say about HBCUs are, and when you compare to the top 5 schools that are out there, what they try to say is obviously they don't have facilities, like some of these places they don't have access to things that some of these other bigger universities have access to. And Dion Sanders, Coach Prime, is changing that in Jackson State University, an HBCU out of Mississippi. What I love about what he's doing is he's getting the people there and the staff, the whole school, to think in a different mindset about how things should be. Because for so long, HBCUs have been in one mindset: we can't do this because we don't have funding for this, and we can't do that. And Dion is like, no, we're going to get out of that mindset. So this school, they don't want to, because what do we say? We said there were no HBCUs, no players in the NFL from HBCUs, even though we know the talent is there, right? He said, I'm changing that. We're going to make them come and see us. So what did he do? Got a big contract for the school on ESPN. And they're not on ESPN 15. They're on ESPN University, right along with all the other college teams. FAMU last week, they won a close game to Florida A&M, which was dope. They also played a game yesterday. By the time you guys hear this, obviously it's Monday, but they played yesterday, and they won. And I mean, he's just changing the whole mindset. Something as simple as putting the names of the players on the back of their jerseys. They were speaking to him after last week's win, and they're asking him about the names on the jersey, and he said, look, he had one of his players stand up, and he said, hey, listen, you think that his mom, his auntie, his cousin, his friends, and all of them, Craig, them, don't want to see his name on the back of his jersey and say that that's him, to be able to recognize him? He said this kid has put in work all summer and changed his whole mindset about who he is and what he's trying to accomplish in life and what he's trying to do. You think he doesn't deserve to have his name on the back of the jersey? And the question was, how come we don't do that in the SWAC arena for the HBCU? He said, what does it cost? $5 extra to get a jersey put on it? He said, we got to change this mindset. This whole, we don't do that, or we don't have the money to do that. There are ways that you can get money. And his thing was, I'm here to change it. And he said, I'm not just changing it for Jackson, but I'm changing it for all HBCUs. All. He said, because whether we win or lose, if we're both on TV, we both win. Because it gives these other kids and other people in sports an opportunity to get looks from the NFL. He said one of the reasons why that they didn't draft, he said, I want to be fair to them, they didn't draft last year because the SWAC didn't play because of COVID. So that whole, A&T didn't play, none of them played. But he said now, we got protocols in place, there are things in place so that we can play. We got to change this whole mindset. And he's doing a documentary. He's got a channel on YouTube. You can catch some stuff on there. But he's doing a documentary with Barstool. And in this documentary, he highlights the whole time from him coming in, probably throughout the course of the season. I don't think it's complete as of yet, but just down to simple things, Stevie, that people don't think about. So he goes onto the field that they use to practice on. He doesn't like the field. He says, the field, you see this? See how it's tearing up? See how it's breaking up? The grass, you're able to just pull the grass up? He said, this is going to get somebody hurt. This is going to hurt somebody's knee. This is going to injure somebody's ankle. These are the things that we need to address. You got a new field, right? The other thing that he did, jerseys, the names. And if you haven't seen their uniforms that they played against in the FMU game in FAM, the helmets, oh my God. When I tell you they are fire, the chrome helmet with Jackson State and Believe on the side, which is the thing that they always say, Believe. Dion started that whole Believe thing. And he's a genius at marketing. So that whole Believe thing is big. What I liked about it was he also, when they went out of town, when they was going to Florida, he had them suited and booted, as he said. The whole team. He got with Michael Strahan, former great Giant, defensive end going to Hall of Fame. Michael Strahan has suits, these suits and these ties that they make. Ties are like $20, but they're quality bow ties, silk ties. Got with him. Every single player on that team had a suit on with a tie and or a bow tie going out, suited and booted. So he's changing the course and the mindset of these young men, especially majority black young men, that's going to make a big difference when they get out there in the world. Whether they go to the league or whether they choose to go on and move and work in the real world, that whole mindset of what we can do and what we can't do as far as accomplishment is big, man.
What I want to see is like these motherfuckers do crowds like A&T, not A&T, what is it? Texas A&M.
Like
So
Texas A&M and Florida, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
100,000 people in a stadium, 75,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
You know, so like make it pop into where, shit, man, it's a Friday night prime time game on the
Oh, that's dope. Yeah.
With Jackson State and fucking NC-A&T.
Yeah.
You know, and like
Yeah.
and the whole fucking country's watching, just like the whole country's watching Alabama play whoever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I want to see it get to that point because I think they're just gonna give us. They're gonna. I say us, but then they're gonna give the HBCU whatever. You know, as long as they ain't complaining.
Mm-hmm.
If Dion wasn't doing what he was doing,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be no problem.
No, it wouldn't be any progress,
But
and that's
since
his whole point.
He making some noise about it.
Yeah.
And shit like that. We gonna start seeing more.
Well,
we need all these motherfuckers to be like that, just so you know we can get some type of
recognition.
Recognition, because I don't even know. I want to see that experience.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that experience is like to be at a HBCU.
Right. Well,
game with that. You know.
Well, I attended an HBCU. You know that, right? Did you know that? I attended Alabama State, right? And that's one of the things that I remember about Alabama State. Alabama State, and it may not be. Well, I spoke to a client a couple weeks ago that was telling me that so much has changed, and she's like, you should come back. I'm like, shit. I ain't going back no damn Alabama, bro. But you know, respectfully, I'm saying that respectfully. But at the end of the day, what ended up happening was when you start talking about like Alabama State at the time when I went, the facilities weren't that great. You could tell they were older facilities. They hadn't been updated. They hadn't been, you know what I'm saying? And so what Dion is saying is, yeah, if you, like when he had the conversation on that episode of I Am Athlete with Channing Crowder, and Channing was like, you know, he's the biggest hater. I ain't even gonna get into like, I don't know if you've seen the new episode.
I don't fuck with him at all.
Ain't he a hater, bro?
He's worse than a hater.
He hates. We'll talk about that here in a second. But what basically he was.
I didn't like him as a football player either.
He was all right. He was good, but he wasn't one of the best. But what Dion was saying is, listen, if we continue to do it the old way, and the old way hasn't been working, why are we continuing to do it this way, right? Why are our kids out here having to work? He brought up an example of how his son, the quarterback, starting freshman, wanted to throw and get some chemistry with some of the receivers on the team. Receivers told him they couldn't because they had to work. Mm-hmm. This is a college player attending school on a scholarship that has to work. Now, supposedly, they're not supposed to, right? They're not supposed to according to NCAA rules. And he brought that up. He said,
they're not supposed to work.
No, they're not supposed to work, not if you're on scholarship, because everything that you have is paid for, so there's no need for you to work. You're supposed to study for school, and you're supposed to focus on your, on your student athlete. So school and football, basically. But he says the rule only applies when they want it to apply. And so Channing Crowder was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah. He said, my guys have jobs. And he said, there's no reason for that. We got to have enough money, but he said he wanted to do something with the commissioner. The commissioner was like, unfortunately, we could do something, but that means that we'd have to give it to all NCAA schools, and that means they would all have to qualify for it. And you know good and well, some of them don't even need the money, right? We're talking about specifically for HBCUs. And so I already know Dion. He hasn't said it. I already know he's probably contributed his own money because he said about the jerseys. He said about the jerseys, he says, and if they all do it, he said, I'll pay for it myself, which we know he got the bread to do it. That's easy. That's easy. He's got the deals with Under Armour. The other thing he talks about is now that these guys get paid for their likenesses, their jerseys and stuff like that, he said, even if you get $300 a month from them using your likeness in a video game, them selling your jerseys or whatever, you get a piece of that.
Right.
He said, that's $300 extra a month that you didn't have. $300 a month, I don't know about you, but $300 a month for me in college? What? Nigga, you rich.
Yeah, in college, nigga? You did, yeah.
So he's going to show, he said, I'm going to show them how to take advantage of their money and market themselves. So when it's time for the league to come, you know what I'm saying? They already understand the deal. The documentary, he's got the greats coming to visit. Ocho Cinco was there right before the FAMU game. Rex Ryan came in. Rex
come in?
Rex, he said him and Rex are good friends. Rex Ryan came in. Rex Ryan was talking to him about, he's like, man, I had to come. I had some time. He's like, yo, he said, one thing I know for sure is that what you're doing here is going to change the way that the league looks at all HSBCUs, right? He said, HBCUs. He said, because what's going to happen is you put up that type of talent that you have and you start winning, they're not only going to look at you, they're going to look at everybody else, and they have no choice but to come.
That's what I'm saying.
And so, you got to respect it, man.
Like the last person I known coming from the HBCU that people talk about was fucking Tariq Cohen.
Yeah, Tariq came from North Carolina A&T, drafted by the Bears. He went in the first round.
Yeah,
Tariq went in the first round.
So, like, I know it's way more talent than this. It's like 1,000 Tariqs
right
in the HBCU, but we just don't get that.
That's the thing. And the other part that I like about what Dion has done, and I'm going to play it here when I can find it, but when he was talking to them, when he was talking to his team about, look here, earning your number.
Oh, yeah.
Earning your number and getting you prepared for what they do in the league. Dion, he basically was telling them, hey, look, linemen.
You ain't get no damn number 2.
Go ahead. Talk about that a little bit, Stevie. How you feel when you see dudes that got those numbers?
Like, this dude's trash. And he got, like, my number was number 33.
Yeah.
This nigga was trash.
Who got number 33? Talking about dude
a
that
bench
had
warmer. He playing fumbly rumbly on the damn sideline.
Who, the dude the dude that had your number?
Yeah. I'm like, he don't even start. I start, but since he signed up first, he had 33. I don't even think it was he signed up first. I think they was going alphabetical order. You got to choose your number when it got to it. And he got 33. I'm like, I'm a starter. Why the fuck did you have 33? He don't do shit.
Right.
So, yeah. The number's very important, though. Because you carry that with you forever.
I think the number identifies you if you're a good player.
Even now,
how to stand out.
Grown-ass man right now. Whenever I damn do a creative player on the video game,
Still do 33.
I still do 33 because that's my number. That's how real it is to be an athlete. As an athlete, that's your number. Like niggas that go to jail and come home, don't forget that number.
No, that's true, bro.
Like, that's me. That's how that's how you identify.
That's definitely so true. So yeah, Shador Sanders is Dion's son. He wears number 2. He balled out last night. I mean, he did his thing, and he's a freshman.
I seen him on ESPN.
Did you watch the game last night? It's on ESPN.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm glad I seen him on ESPN though. Now that you said that shit.
Yeah. Because I did the jersey thing. Let me just see. I'll give you some.
He's a baller too. He got it too, right?
Yeah, he wears number 2.
Yeah, man. He's a baller.
Yeah, he.
Matter of fact, I think he made top 10 plays.
Shador?
Yeah.
Probably did, bro.
They may have been top 10 plays. He do the pass to do on the sideline, some shit like that.
You probably did.
Some shit. But yeah, I think he was on top 10.
You probably did, yeah. I'm trying to see if I can get this here fair, but that's not acting right now. Hold on. Football season, man. Football season. But we were talking about Cohen Chandler. What's his name?
Channing Crowder.
Channing Crowder.
Hating ass Crowder, whatever.
I don't understand what his issue is, bro.
What is his name?
He, because they were talking about, okay, here we go. He was talking about, let me pause for a second on Channing Crowder as I prepare this. But we'll get back to him. But here's just a little snippet of what Dion is talking about with HBCUs. He's going to talk about the game a little bit, but he's also talking about like what things that happen. And this is important because our kids and our, for the future, they don't always get to those big schools, or maybe we can't afford to send them to those schools. But HBCU, in my opinion, is
expensive, but it's affordable. It's affordable enough that you can manage. But or some of them might have to get student loans. I don't know. But when you talk about the HBCU experience, I think it's very, very important that they leave there in a positive mindset. So they were talking to Dion about it, and let's see if I can get this going, see what he has to say.
I'm like, he ain't obviously watching.
And that's what I love about him, bro.
That's.
You heard what he said though?
Yeah.
Like, he talked about football, but what really got me is when he talked about the professionalism after football. Whether you go to the league or whether you go out there in the real world, it don't matter. You come with me,
And that's in
I
Mississippi.
got you. Yes.
Yeah, man, you should tell Junior to sign up for Jackson State.
I already mentioned it to him.
Shit, Dion there. You probably like, Dion who?
No, he don't.
I know.
Come on, you know he know. You know he know the old schools.
But yeah, that's some of the stuff that I love about what he's doing, man.
That shit got me feeling like damn, man, fuck all these other schools, man.
You got to. But look, if we don't support,
we got HBCUs. You want motherfuckers want to be. This is the thing.
mm-hmm.
Motherfuckers only do shit when it's cool. Like
like it's a
folks
trend.
want to ride. Damn, we want to be woke when it comes to this and that.
Mm-hmm.
We got a whole HBCUs out there. I don't never hear niggas talking about it. Shit, me too. Talking about HBCUs and putting on for HBCUs and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, make that shit cool. Make that a trend.
Make that a trend. Make it.
Know,
make that go viral.
Make that go viral. You know what I'm saying? Go to HBCUs.
But niggas know what's in the shot though.
You know these right. Y'all know what's in the shot. Niggas don't even know what's in fucking aspirin. What's in Tylenol? What's in ibuprofen? They want to be woke about the wrong shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like we need to make that shit cool, make that shit go viral.
Definitely. And I think that's one of the things that's Dion doing, right? He's not only walking the walk, you know what I'm saying, but he's not just talking the talk, he's walking it.
These white folks don't give a fuck about your little black boy.
Mm-hmm. That's
all they just want him to come play football. If he didn't play football good, they wouldn't even be fucking talking to you right now. First of all. And
I've always said that, in my opinion, a black teacher, on no matter what level it is, you know, is going to understand your child more than a white one, right? Because they have brothers, they have sisters, they have uncles, they have fathers, you know what I mean, that have been through some of the things that child is going to experience. So who better than the man that said the reason he came to the league was not to show that he was the best, he already knew that, but was to take care of his mother because he was tired of seeing his mother struggle. Dion Sanders said, I created prime time because I didn't need to have my mother, I didn't want to see my mother struggle, and I didn't want my mother to work no more. And he did exactly that. And when you look at like, you know, back in the day before internet and all that stuff and YouTube, you see Dion, you thought prime time was who he is. That ain't who he is. That's that extra persona of who he is. Dion is a regular dude that like to hunt, that like to fish. Bro. Yeah, that like to hunt, that like to fish, that like guns. All that stuff. That's what he likes to do. That's what Dion Sanders, the man, likes to do, and he has his faith, which is another reason I like his whole persona, what he's doing there in Jackson State. So, you know, shout out to that man. Yeah. Like you can't just hear him speak, bro. He make me want to. Man, I coach over there for free.
Right. I feel like he put on though. Like we just gotta make that shit popular.
Yeah, man. So shout out to Dion, man.
HBC, you gotta make HBCUs popular, man.
Yeah, man. Dion Sanders doing his thing, and you heard what he said. He ain't doing it just for Jackson State.
Right.
He's doing it for all HBCUs. So
one thing I ain't like though. Well, you know what? I can't say I ain't like it. I don't know. I forgot where the fuck I was at. But it was A&T. A&T, some shit like that. And I was making the package. I was making the delivery to like an off-site A&T office or some shit like that. And I walked in there. It was all fucking white employees. I'm like, man.
Well, working in the office?
Yeah. I thought HBCU meant just like.
No, I mean you can't discriminate, right? So it would be discriminate. It'd be like saying like if you look on some HB, like he's got a couple white players on his team.
I don't want to go to the.
You want to be all black?
No. If it's gonna be white folks, that's cool. But I don't want to go to an establishment where I thought it was gonna be black folks and still get treated like fucking white.
Oh, I got you.
Get treated like a nigga. And,
no, I know what you're saying.
Fucking HBCU, you still treat me like a nigga.
No, I know what you're saying, but it's probably different. You know why? Because the president is black.
Yeah.
You know, the faculty is probably majority black.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different. And those that take those type of jobs, those white people, usually have been around us before.
Either been around us before
or grew up with us.
They're not wanted by.
Right. Because if they were wanted, if they were able to get into those other places to do what they would be there.
They wouldn't be.
So it's a little bit different.
Yeah. That's what I took out of it. I'm like,
yeah, it's a little bit different.
If you could be at fucking Duke, you would be at Duke right now.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Like I look at that different because most of those people, if they thought they were too good to work at an HBCU, they wouldn't do it.
Right.
They wouldn't do it. Period. They'll turn it down. They'll go someplace else because they don't want to be around black people.
White field goal kickers, you see, they were either.
Dion got some white boys on his team.
Heavily recruited.
Yeah.
Or they couldn't kick the shit wherever they was at. Oh, that's how I feel.
So,
as we get ready to close, Channing Crowder, we were talking about his hating ass. I did a post because last week they were talking. New episode, new season of I Am Athlete. But the fellas are back. They also got I Am Athlete LA. I don't particularly care for that one. That's just not my cup of TV. But the original one, and they were talking about overall.
Nigga done got some bread.
You
I
stupid.
Am Athlete LA.
Yeah.
You got a little money.
The girl that the track.
Shakima.
Yeah, whatever.
Shara, whatever the fuck her name is.
Whatever her name is. They were talking about her, and Channing was coming down kind of hard on her, in my opinion.
He's a hater.
He was coming down saying like, listen, you come in dead last after that race that you had, like, and then you're gonna tell everybody that you're gonna be back and this and that. And I'm like, he's like, you, when you're at that level, you have what's the word I'm looking for? A duty to do the best that you can possibly be the best that you possibly can be. You shouldn't have come in dead last. You're the sixth fastest woman in the world.
She ran against people that already had like records. She wasn't supposed to be running with them motherfuckers anyway. That's the thing.
That's what I heard as well.
Yeah, she wasn't supposed to be. And then the time that she finished, I think still would have been like top 5 or some shit like that.
And this is what I want to go to because Chad Ochocinco was getting on his ass. Chad was
what
like,
was she supposed to say?
and that's what Chad said. Chad said, let me ask you something. He said, were you perfect when you played at Florida? Were you perfect when you played at Miami? And he was like, no. He was like, so why do every time we put this high pedestal on athletes, as soon as they make a mistake or they don't do as well as we feel they should have, we want to come down on them? She says, the girl is 21 years old. He is like, she's still the 6th fastest woman in the world. Not in the state, not in the country, in the world.
I just hate that he's light-skinned.
And so I brought up the point of that's not the only thing that Channing hated on. He was hating on that. He was hating on HBCU'S when Dion was there. They're talking about HBCU'S in comparison to what a kid can give like a Florida or a Florida State or top 5 of universities that we always talk about. And I'm just like, and Dion's point was like, yo, that's what I'm changing. That's the thing. He said, if you want the glitz and glam, hey, if that's what your son or your kid is about, that's what they need to be. I want your baby to go where they want to go. He's like, but if you want him to come out as a professional, you need to bring him to me, period. But he's trying to change that stuff, so, at the end of the day, we got to understand that we come down on people, and this is in general, all the time. We come down on people when they make a mistake because our expectations are up here. But at the end of the day, the one thing that we all
anyway, man.
But what I'm saying is the one thing that we always forget is we're all human, man.
Right.
We're all human beings. There was only one perfect man that I know of, and that was Jesus himself. So at the end of the day, you coming down on someone instead of being able to guide them or give them guidance to get better and pull them to the side and say, hey, maybe we need to look at who your people are, then that's what we need to do. That's not bad.
Oh, I'm like, I know they ain't trying to interrupt the session.
No.
As we close, what the hell is wrong with y'all?
No, so that young lady needs guidance. And Chad, he broke it down. I sent it at him and I said, at Instagram when they had the post, I was like, yo, Channing, because he was like, she engages in conversation with people that follow her. Like after she said what she said, she was engaging in conversation with them. She's like, why would she care about what some dude in the basement and his comments say, blah, 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 blah. And so I just responded to him. I was like, all of us that make comments are all in the basement. I go, but Channing, you hate on everything from HBCU'S to this young lady losing to some other shit that he's hated on. And I was like, at the end of the day, I said, respectfully, this young lady needs guidance. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like the motherfucker was he just wanted her to say, I fucked up, or he wanted her to be humiliated.
You think so?
That's what he wanted. He would rather her be humiliated and rather her be up there crying and all this and that than to sit there and hold herself down.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want her to be up there as a strong black woman, holding herself down, holding her head high, and talking her shit. He wanted her to be down and sop and all that other shit because he's a bitch ass nigga. Bitch ass niggas like shit like that. And he got bitch tendencies. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he's a bitch ass nigga. I just think because some things he talks about, some things he talks about, he speaks to the intelligently.
No,
but I don't like when you are assuming the things that you are assuming.
He hated on fucking Chad.
Yeah, he definitely is a hater.
He had his booty in the air.
Yeah, he hates. Bro. He's a hater.
At his ass, boy.
So
why are you smiling at your man getting knocked out? Like, what is so funny about that?
After he did a good job.
After he did a good job, when he stepped in the ring and fucking tried.
Yeah.
You fucking it feeds people like that. It feeds their fucking. They need that negative. They need that shit. For, you know.
I know what you're saying.
To thrive. He's one of them people.
Well, what I said was.
And all the other shit. When he say good shit.
Yeah.
It just he tries to even out.
Trying to even it out.
No, you's a fucking.
You a hater, bro.
You's a fucking nerd. I don't give a fuck about the good shit. No, because the bad shit you say is enough.
Yeah, that's true.
Hater.
That's true.
I don't fuck with you.
The other part is, someone responded to the comment that I had made, and they said to me, well, you know, they all can't agree, and that's part of the show, which is fine. But usually the shit that he's not agreeing on, it doesn't even make sense what he's saying.
Right.
It sounds like he's hating. Yes. And I mean, you got Dion Sanders there, one of the best to ever play the game, to change the game. And you're telling him that an HBCU can't give what those other universities give.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Dion said, that very well may be true, but I'm changing that. And you still continue to say, but Dion, right now, my son could go, I would tell him to go here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't with that.
I ain't gonna sit here and act like when she lost, it ain't make me feel some type of way. But
no,
it was for totally different reasons.
You want to see her win.
I wanted to see her win, but I'm like, a lot of it had to do with the media and probably press and like money and shit like that. Mm-hmm. But all these little ads and all this shit before the fucking race, and they got her fingernails tapping and shit, like she was sitting there waiting, like all this other shit, like I'm that bitch type shit like that.
Yeah.
Like they done pulled her in that shit. Like no.
Yeah.
Like that's the only thing I would say. You shouldn't have did none of that shit, and your ass went out there and you were in last place.
Right.
You should have stayed humble, stayed in the cut. Kept fucking working on your craft instead of doing all these infomercials and commercials and you doing posts and you with this little baby and you partying and you live your life and shit like that. But if you working on your craft and you want to be serious about some shit, you ain't fucking out in the streets fucking around and you in the cut, you in the fucking dungeon and you working and shit like that. You ain't stop doing these infomercials and commercials and shit. You see that shit? She tapping her nails before the race start, like she's sitting there waiting on motherfuckers.
But see,
and you go out there and got your ass dusted.
But see, that's my point though, Stevie, right? So to a 21-year-old, that probably we don't know where she comes from. She's from Houston. What I'm saying is we don't know the type of environment she grew up in. Those commercials and that stuff, she may not care about what those commercials are saying right now, but if they're paying her,
that's what I'm saying.
And that's all she's seeing.
That's what I'm saying.
The people
something different.
The people that are on her team are not thinking about image and how this is going to look and things like that.
That's what I'm thinking of.
You're thinking of image.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of.
But when we 21 and they're offering us, hey, we want you to do this commercial. It's going to take a day to shoot.
$1 million.
We're going to give you $500,000. Well, let me get that $500,000.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Tap my nails on
so what? And that was my point to them was, no, Shannon, she needs guidance. She needs some people around her to say, hey, listen, image is everything. Right? How you look to people or portray to people is everything. So I'm not telling you to change your hair. I'm not telling you to change your nails. Hell, I would tell you to change your eyelashes.
Fucking eyelashes are. I mean, but again.
But even if you don't want to change your eyelashes, right?
This is probably hold your ass back.
Because Jackie Joanie Kersey used to do the same thing. FloJo used to do the nails. FloJo used to do the nails as well. But at the end of the day, you got to clean your image up so people don't perceive and throw a stereotype on you for no good reason. And that's all people have been doing.
Her shit wide. She just left her ass. She left herself wide the fuck open.
Yeah.
For everything. Ever the fuck they want that.
Well, the other part was he wasn't just hating on her. He was hating on the half black, half Japanese young lady, the tennis player. Talking about he was hating on her. They're saying athletes don't have, like if something is not right mentally, athletes don't have. So I just said this. This is what I said. I said in the message to him, I said, Shannon, people judge players, some of these players, on championships, whether they're good or not, right? You got a lot of good players that didn't win championships. Don't mean they weren't great. Just means they didn't win a championship, right? But you can't. There's some people that you can't say, well, they aren't good enough because they didn't win a championship. So I said, you played in Miami. You were a good player. But there are people that are going to think that you're not great. There are people that never heard of you.
I like John Sally. I think if it's anybody,
John Sally definitely bummed some rings.
Yeah, if it's anybody, bro, like
John Sally don't bum about 6 rings.
Yeah, John Sally like
No. I take it back. 4, because 2 of them he won. Detroit. When he was with Detroit, he earned those.
Yeah, he earned them too.
The rest of them, he bummed all of the rest of them. But
other than him.
But Channing was definitely hated. People need guidance, and it's not okay for OGs to sit back and judge them when you really don't know what's going on with them. It could be the people around them telling them, "Hey, approach it this way." And all I'm trying to say is we shouldn't judge people. If anything, especially if they're younger, they need guidance, they need help, and you as big bro should be going to them and trying to guide her or giving her some good advice. Because apparently, what happened was she was supposed to come on the show. And then
he felt some type of way about that.
Then she didn't come on the show, right? Because they thought it was in her best interest not to come on the show. So maybe she's not ready for that. I don't know. But Channing Crowder, you a hater, bro. I'm sorry. You a hater, bro. But anyway, it's been another great episode. Me and my man Stevie Kick's been giving, we was funny. We did our thing today, but we wanted to make sure that when it comes to HBCU'S, we want to understand that we up on some social shit.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? We in there, Hope everybody has a great week whenever you're listening to this, whether it's Monday, whenever. Hope you guys are going to have a great week and make sure that you be great in everything that you actually do.
Yes, sir.
But Stevie Kicks, why don't you tell them how they can find you on social media, bro?
You can find me at Stevie Kicks _716 on the gram and the 336 Book podcast on the book.
On the book. That's the Facebook.
That's Facebook. For anybody, that ain't know.
That did know. Well, that's the Facebook.
Now you know.
Now you know. You can find me, Frank Styles, at Frank_Styles. Styles spelled STYLZ on Instagram. You can also find the 336 Pull-Up Podcast on Instagram as well. Make sure and be sure to follow our YouTube channel. You can find that on the I Say Podcast Network as well as on the 336 Pull-Up Podcast channel. We upload our videos every Monday at 12 a.m. And you can also follow and listen to the audio broadcast of the podcast on all streaming platforms. They launch on Monday at 12 a.m. But other than that, man, it's been another great show, bro.
Another great show. I would tell y'all where to find Nice, but his shit long as hell. Y'all gotta go back. Just go to the last episode. Go watch that one.
Yeah.
To the end, and at the end, he said his Instagram and all that.
Yeah. So J Nice, you can find him. You can definitely find him on Instagram. So you just put in J Nice, NYCE. You'll pull him up. Make sure you follow our boy, and hopefully he should be back next week. Hopefully he's feeling better up on a little weather. He's doing that as the terrible towel for J Nice. Yo, hope my Giants win. Shout out to Saquon Barkley. Hope Barkley shows up today. Buffalo Bills showing up.
Let's go.
But it's been another great episode of the 336 Pull-Up Podcast. Hope everybody is great. I am Frank Styles.
Stevie Kicks.
And we are out.
Let's go, Buffalo! Oh, is that a new one? Is that new? Bro, you ain't never heard the dopest podcast part. Maybe because I take my headphones off.
You never heard that?
Dang on ears. I ain't never heard the
You never heard that part?
Nah. I never heard that part. Take some of this now. Time to get ready. Game, shit. About to start.
Yepers.
We gotta get the NFL Network channels together.
700s.
Oh, okay.
I know that.
We good. She must want to go get killed.